beautiful souls. This video goes out to everyone, but actually in specific to the Lightworkers collective that I belong to. I have recently been watching a film. To be honest, I have been watching it about 4 times. I'm usually not someone who is watching movies or stuff like that, but this movie really moved me. It is called Finding Joe. You can absolutely search it up on YouTube. It is about 1.5 hours long, and it is about the hero's journey. To be honest, it is, I believe it is kind of a movie like a documentary. It is not really a documentary. It is about the topic finding your bliss, or the journey that we are on, especially in regards to the Lightworkers and Wayshowers and yeah. So in this movie it is about through which phases we are going when we are on our own way finding our bliss. To be honest, I haven't really been thinking about like what my bliss is, and there was a woman, she said like, I'm not quoting her because I mostly I don't remember in specific like the quotes or stuff like this, but I've been feeling the movie, and she said that when you are thinking back to your childhood and thinking back about those situations when you were a kid, and which things were kind of like making you cry in the middle of the night in your bed because you feel that you don't fit in some specific areas of your childhood. This may be the point where you find your bliss. So I've been thinking about, and this is now where it comes to who I am. I've been thinking about what it was, and it was actually pretty obvious because I've always been someone who loves to lift up people, always. And I do have the gift of seeing the potential in people. It is always so obvious to me, but it's not always obvious to those that I'm talking to. And you know, there's the crux. This was actually something that I have, the reason why it is so hard for me, because in my childhood I've been bullied a lot. I think until the 7th or 8th grade I've been bullied because of who I am. I've been pretty much overweight. I have always been pretty chubby, and you know, to be honest, I got over the chubby part, or being chubby, but it took me many years to kind of embrace who I am. And the fact that when I can see the potential in others and want to uplift them and want to tell them, hey, I mean, you're doing great, and look at these things that you have been achieving and those things that you have been accomplished. And they haven't been seeing it and kind of, I don't want to say laughing about me, but looking at me like you're a dreamer or you're delusioned. I finally found out, no, I'm absolutely not. It's about you because you cannot see it. You don't see your potential. So I came to the point why it is that I am not practicing it online or on YouTube. It is actually pretty simple, because what I've been forgetting the whole time is lifting myself up and giving myself credit for the things that I have been accomplishing. So now I'm in the midst or the end of my 30s. I have been I'm born in 1983. And it is time. It is absolutely time. For my background, I've been growing up with a mother that practiced Reiki. She's a Reiki master. She's an astrologist. She's a tarot card reader. The point is that one might say, yeah, so it might be much more easier for you to put yourself out there because you were growing up with that. Not at all. Because first of all, I haven't been growing up in a family where someone supported me and my gifts and my potential. And I absolutely know that I have a lot of potential. The next point is that, when my mom, she practiced the stuff that she was learning, like Reiki or tarot astrology, she either didn't get any support in this, from the grown-ups around her, because in this age that she was when she started practicing it, it was kind of it was stuff that nobody really wanted to talk about, or that it's like some woo-woo stuff. And I know that for some people nowadays it is still like that, but I have seen the collective growing exponentially. So I have been making some how do you say it? It's a kind of a reality check, and the reality check is, okay, I don't need to be afraid from anything, and I first of all need to believe in myself, uplift myself, and most of all see the potential by myself, because I called myself pretty often that I was sad about no one in my family or my surroundings is like really uplifting me or telling me, hey, you are great in what you're doing. Okay, I'm a makeup artist and I'm actually pretty good in what I do, or the makeup that I have been doing, and yeah, I see that I'm good in this, but this is not where my bliss is. Or it is kind of a gateway, absolutely. And does it make fun? Absolutely. I enjoy doing makeup, of course, but that's not the point. If I don't see my potential, I mean, this is law of attraction. I cannot expect people coming into my life and tell me, hey, wow, you're so uplifting. But to be honest, I have had people, and I absolutely need to be fair. There are 2 or 3 people in my life that gave me that feedback. And yeah, absolutely. And I'm really grateful for them. But I think the reason why I've been perceiving, or wasn't able to perceive this as upliftment, is simply because I don't radiate it, or I don't, let me get a better term. I haven't, I'm absolutely talking in the past. I haven't been, honoring my potential on my own. And this is where we get back. So when we're coming back to where I found out that where my bliss is, and how I nowadays practicing it. And this is actually where I want to get to the point. In my previous videos, I've been talking about astrology and tarot cards and stuff like that. I just love doing it because, you know, the tarot cards for me are only a tool to communicate or to practice and do what I really love to do, and this is showing people their potential from any kind of angle, any point of view, may it be the astrological point of view, or just make clear or show them what they are capable of and what they have been capable of, and giving them a way of, or let me say, I'm helping them to help themselves, because what I absolutely realized throughout the previous years was I cannot rescue anyone, but I can lead by example, and this is what I want to do. This is why I'm recording this video, because to the Lightworkers, I absolutely get that it is sometimes very tricky to follow your bliss in an environment that is absolutely not familiar with spirituality. Me, for example, I do have some gifts of clairvoyance. I do have the gift of clairsentient, pretty intense, and clairaudient, very intensely too. So I'm an empath. This is actually, I would say this is like self-explanatory when we talk about the clear gifts, because I believe that, I don't know 100%, but I believe that you need to be kind of an empath to feel, You have to have the ability to really feel people around you. And I'm picking up on energy pretty quickly. What absolutely helps is meditation to ground yourself. I know that I'm kind of sometimes a little bit all over the place, but you know, the point is, to me, the things that I've been talking make absolute sense. And although I am, and now I want to switch to tarot cards. Okay, let me get back to, but I really want to stay as authentic as possible. And I am absolutely not willing to cut this video. I don't give a damn how long this takes. So, I absolutely get that it is sometimes not very easy to follow your bliss, practice spirituality when you're living in a family or having a friendship that is absolutely not familiar with these topics. And I mean really not at all familiar with it. I know. But I've been thinking back, and I have realized that actually my whole life was about it. My whole life was about not fitting in. And you know, I think the point is, when you are focusing on, oh man, I'm not fitting in, and I don't belong to anyone and anything, you're attracting absolutely more of it. So it is vital to come to the realization that, first of all, we are many. We are so many light workers. And you know, the reason why this took me so freaking long is, for example, when I have been talking with my mom about spirituality and astrology and tarot cards and stuff like this, there was one specific sentence that I have been hearing since my childhood, and this is like kind of sentences like, yeah, this might sound a little bit crazy to you, or yeah, this might sound a bit weird to you. And I have been growing up with this spiritual stuff, but the point is, it was always advertised as something that is not normal. It was always advertised as something that is strange, and you should absolutely hide it. So I just want to get out of that. And that's why it took me pretty long to make a video about who I am and about my spiritual gifts that I have, because I know that still people that I'm in contact with, they think this is like crazy, but to me it is not crazy at all, because it is so deeply rooted inside of me that it needs to get out. It absolutely needs to get out. And that's why I decided to implement tarot card readings into my videos, because this is my way to really follow my bliss. I don't have got the people in front of me, or you as a collective, for example. I don't have you face to face in front of me that I can talk to you and tell you about your potential and how to make the best of it, and how to get out of your rut, and to step out of your comfort zone. And I know that it is hard at times. I absolutely know. But it is a journey. And this is the point. This is the hero's journey. And the hero's journey is not being walked only by the Lightworkers and Wayshowers, man. We all are walking or going or on our hero's journey, all of us. Is it internally or externally or both? I absolutely recommend watching this video because it is uplifting. There is a and this is where I want to close the video with this small story. In the beginning of the video, and I'm spoiling now, if you don't want to hear it, it's not a big thing, because when you hear it like in the movie, it you cannot hear it often enough. It is the story of the Golden Buddha and how there was a Golden Buddha and monks used to pray to him and meditate beside him, and the stories that there was people, they rush into this village and want to plunder the whole village and stuff like that. So the monks, they decided to cover the Golden Buddha with mud and twigs and stuff like that in order to cover the gold. And the point is that this Golden Buddha stuff is making me freaking emotionally every time I'm watching it. And believe me, every time I'm watching it, I'm crying. So I'm trying to center myself, not cry in front of the camera, because not now. We don't know each other. We don't know each other long enough. So the point is that they've been covering up the Buddha with all the mud and the stuff in order to not let it be plundered and being stolen or robbed. And you know, years go by, and I don't know, I think those monks haven't been, maybe not meditating or were not really aware of the Golden Buddha that have been covered up. But one day there was a monk and meditating in front of the Golden Buddha, and he saw like a piece of concrete falling down from the Buddha, and he saw there was something shiny underneath it. So he brought the village and all the monks, and they have been like tearing down all the concrete and the mud from the Golden Buddha. And you know, where's the lesson in the story? It is, and I think his name is Alan Cohen. I absolutely love him because he is having such a beautiful aura, such a beautiful aura. He said that actually the lesson behind this is that society and our childhood put all of this mud and all of this concrete, the whole socialization phase has been put up, all of this mud and concrete up on us because we are the Golden Buddha. And then one day you might go through difficulties, maybe I don't know, an accident or a near-death experience or a divorce, but this happening was shaking you up so much and breaking you down so much that there was a piece of your armor dropping, and you can see this little piece of gold that is actually underneath you. Those are the things that you see when you are really broke. And I mean, like, you know, the sentence, once you hit rock bottom. I've been there, absolutely. And you know what is the most beautiful thing? Once you see this piece of gold, and this is what Alan Cohen say, you don't want to stop just tearing this whole mud and whole concrete down and all in order to shine again. And this is my journey. Absolutely. I'm pretty much on my way, really tearing all of this concrete down and shine again. This is what all of us should do. And it makes a frigging lot of fun. Of course, from time to time it is pretty hard. And it might be, you might be tired throughout your journey, but every step is absolutely worth it. Absolutely. So with these words, I want to close the video. I'm wishing you a blessed day, and I will see you in my next video where I'm going to use my tarot cards. Yeah. Bye.